3-6. Today we're going to be talking about measurement, and we're going to be talking about area and perimeter. So first of all, let's go ahead and talk about what area and perimeter are in the first place. A perimeter is basically the distance around a shape. So in order to find that for a rectangle, you're going to use the formula P equals 2L plus 2W. Basically because we're adding this 2 L's together and 2 W's together. So you're adding all of it together because you want to see how much distance is it around. So if this was 4 and this was 3, you'd say, well, we have 4 here, 3 here, 4 here, and 3 here, and add it up. This would be something that you would use if you were trying to find like the fencing around a yard or anything that you're trying to close something in and you want to know how much of something to buy. That would be something that would tell you how much it is around. Area, however, is the distance or the space on the inside. So it's the space on the inside of a shape. Now, in order to find the area, you'd multiply the length by the width. Now, why do we do that? Basically, if you think of a shape is made up of a space on the inside. Now, basically, this is saying that if this was 7 inches, let's say this was 7 inches by 4 inches, multiplying them together is basically saying, okay, well, we have 4 rows full of 7 inches. So each row has 7 inches in it. So you're multiplying 7 or 4 times. So basically you're doing 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7 will tell you how many are on the inside. So how many inches are on the inside. So area is length times width, and perimeter is 2 times length plus 2 times width. Alright, let's go ahead and do a few examples. Alright, let's go ahead and look at a few examples. The first 2 questions that I'm having us do is all based off of this shape right here. So based off of this rectangle. So we're going to find the area and the perimeter of this shape. Okay, so in order to find the area, we have to remember that area is length times width. So we're going to go ahead and plug in the numbers for length and width. So that means that area is going to be equal to 2 times 15. And 2 times 15 is going to give us 30. So our area is going to be 30. And that's our final answer. Now let's go ahead and find the perimeter. Now the perimeter has a different formula. We have 2 times L plus 2 times W. So we're going to go ahead and plug in the numbers for L and W. So we'll do 2 times 2 plus 2 times 15. So 2 times 2 is going to give us 4, and 2 times 15 is going to give us 30. So 30 plus 4 is going to give us, the perimeter is 34. Alright, let's go ahead and look at number 3. It says find the perimeter and area for the top of a video game console that measures 18 inches long and 15 inches wide. So we're going to find both the perimeter and the area for 18 by 15. So perimeter is 2 times L plus 2 times W. So that means that we need to plug in our numbers for our L and W. So we have 2 times 18 plus 2 times 15. Alright, 2 times 18 is going to give us, we're going to have 36. And then 2 times 15, it gives us 30. And so we're going to go ahead and add them up. So 36 plus 30 is going to give us 66. So that is our perimeter. Now we're going to go ahead and find the area. So the area is length times width. So we got to go ahead and look back at our problem to plug in the right numbers for L and W. So we have 18 times 15. 18 times 15. So we're going to go ahead and do the math for that. Let's go find a space. Let's do it over here. So we have 18 times 15. So 5 times 8 gives us 40. 5 times 1 gives us 5 plus 4 gives us 9. Then we have 8, 1. We have 0, 17, 2. So that means our area is going to be equal to 270. Alright, number 4, this one's going to be a little bit different. It says the width of a picture frame is 18 inches. If the distance around the frame is 36 inches, what is the length? So we're going to be solving for L. That's what we want to find. Now we need to think about what do we have, what formula are we going to be using, are we doing area or perimeter? So first we need to figure out what formula we're using. It says, it's talking about the distance around the frame. So around the frame. That means that we're going to be looking for the perimeter because that's the space around it. So we're going to be using this formula. So now that we have identified what formula to use, we need to figure out what did they give us and figure out what we're solving for. So they gave us that the width is 8 inches. So the width is 8 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and plug in 8 for W. So we have 2 times 8. Now what else did they give us? Well, they gave us the distance around is 36 inches. So that means that the perimeter is 36. So we're going to plug in 36 for P. And then it says what is the length. So we do not know the length. So since we have only one variable left, we can go ahead and solve for it. So let's go ahead and simplify. So far I'm looking at this and I see that I can do 2 times 8. So that's good. So I'm going to do 2 times 8. So I'm going to go continue my math over here. So I'm going to have 36 equals 2L plus 16. So now I'm going to go ahead and since I'm solving for this term, I'm trying to solve for L, I'm going to go ahead and get 2L by itself. So I have to get rid of the 16, and in order to do that, I need to do the inverse operation. So the inverse of adding is subtracting. So I'm going to subtract 16 from both sides. Now remember, you have to do it from both sides to keep the equation balanced. So what you do to one side, you do to the other. So 36 minus 16 is going to give you 20. So 20 equals 2L. So we're going to continue our math up here. So if we have 20 equals 2L, we're still solving for L. So we have to get it by itself. So we have this 2 here. So we have to figure out how do we get the 2 gone. Now, if we look at this equation, it says 2 times L. So that means we need to do the inverse of multiplication, which is division. We're going to divide by 2 on both sides to keep it balanced. And we'll find that L is equal to 10. Alright. If you have any questions, go ahead and rewind the video, watch it one more time, make sure to write down your questions so that we can answer them in class. If you would prefer, you can go into your book and there are some more examples there that explain it to you. So maybe by the time of watching the video a couple times and looking through the book, you might be able to answer them. But if not, please come in with them tomorrow and I'll be happy to answer them for you. Let's go ahead and look at the on your own questions.
Alright, you have a few problems to do for me. Number 1, you have a rectangle that's 4 yards by 5 yards. You need to go ahead and find the perimeter and the area. Number 2, you have a rectangle that is 3 8/10 meters by 1 meter. You need to go ahead and find the area for that shape. Number 3, the area and the length of a rectangle are 30 square feet and 6 feet. What is the width of the rectangle? So go ahead and find those answers. We'll see you again tomorrow. Good luck.